What if the most practical relationship advice was hidden in stories about gods, monsters, and impossible choices? The Greeks treated myth like a mirror for the human heart, and when you read it that way, the patterns of intimacy become surprisingly clear and usable. I am David, your guide. Tonight we are going to read a handful of famous Greek myths as if they were field notes on attraction, trust, and desire. The goal is simple. Pull out living principles you can carry into your own relationships without turning these stories into lectures. Start with Eros and Psyche. A mysterious lover visits Psyche each night on one condition. She may feel him, speak with him, love him, but she must not look at him. Curiosity finally wins and the oil lamp reveals the truth. She breaks the rule and loses him, then earns him back through steady, patient tasks. The lesson is not that curiosity is bad. It is that trust and transparency must grow at the same pace as desire. When one outpaces the other, intimacy snaps. But what unfolded next was truly unexpected. Psyche does not wait to be rescued. She earns the reunion through competence and resolve. Attraction deepens when both partners contribute effort, not only feelings. Shift to Odysseus and Penelope. He is away for years. She keeps suitors at bay by weaving a shroud by day and unweaving it at night. This is not passive waiting. It is an active ritual that signals commitment without self-sacrifice. The modern takeaway is simple. If distance or duty separates you, create a ritual that leaves a visible trace of loyalty and a private space for your own growth. Delay can either rot a bond or ripen it. Penelope shows you how to ripen it. Now consider Medea and Jason. Desire starts as teamwork. It hardens into debt and resentment when promises break. Medea is a warning about love used as a ladder. If you trade your values for a partner, you will someday resent the very person you chased. Set boundaries early. Keep your own power even while you share life. Yet the real secret to this mystery lies elsewhere. It is not only about saying no, it is about making sure your yes does not erase you. Aphrodite, Hephaestus, and Ares show another pattern. Aphrodite is drawn to the thrill of Ares, but married to the steadiness of Hephaestus. When the affair is trapped in the golden net, the gods laugh. Under the humor sits a sober truth. Intimacy needs both admiration and play. If your bond has only reliability, it cools. If it has only spark, it burns out. The art is building a rhythm where reliability protects spark rather than smothering it. Think of Orpheus and Eurydice. He can bring her back from the underworld if he walks ahead and does not look back until both reach daylight. He turns and loses her. On the surface, it is a story about impatience. Read it as a rule for modern love. Agree on a simple signal that safeguards the connection when anxiety spikes. A phrase, a hand on the shoulder, a pause to breathe. Couples who design small rules for hard moments last longer than couples who rely on mood or luck. Theseus and Ariadne offer a quieter insight. She gives him the thread that guides him out of the labyrinth. He abandons her on an island. The red flag here is not drama, it is the absence of gratitude. People tell you who they are by how they hold your help. Healthy intimacy multiplies short acts of visible care. When care becomes invisible or one-sided, attraction fades even if passion remains. Now look at Pygmalion and his statue. He falls in love with the image he made, and the goddess brings it to life. The quick lesson is to love the person in front of you, not the polished figure in your head. The slower lesson is this: shared creation is hot. Build something together, even something small. A garden, a workout plan, a playlist, a room. Making together keeps attraction moving forward instead of circling the same sparks. The Greeks also teach setting. Symposia used light, music, and pacing to nudge conversation from clever to intimate. Lovers met at shrines and groves because environment shapes emotion. Do not wait for mood, set it. Choose the room, the lighting, the tempo, the timing. And here is the intriguing part most people miss: the gods reward intention. In myth, that looks like a blessing. In real life, it looks like attention paid and trust earned. So if myths feel distant, bring them close. Match desire with trust. Use ritual to hold distance without losing warmth. Guard your values while you love. Balance reliability with spark. Design simple rules for tense moments. Give thanks for help. Create together, stage the scene. In the second half, we will link these patterns into one simple framework you can use on any date or in any long-term bond, and we will test it against one last story that almost everyone reads the wrong way. Begin with a pattern you can use today: intention before impulse. The myths rarely punish desire itself. They punish unaimed desire. Eros and Psyche remind us that trust must rise with curiosity, like two sides of a scale. Before a date or a difficult talk, name the feeling you want to leave with. Calm, closeness, clarity. When intention leads, intimacy follows. Next comes boundary made visible. Medea and Jason show how fast attraction curdles when promises are vague. Write 1 or 2 lines that define how you protect the bond. We do not insult in conflict. We do not share private stories without consent. We tell the truth even when it trembles. Small lines drawn early prevent large cracks later. But what unfolded next was truly unexpected. When people keep their own edge inside a relationship, affection tends to sharpen rather than dull. You feel chosen, not absorbed. Add ritual to hold time and distance. Odysseus and Penelope are the blueprint. Create a repeated act that says, "We are still us." A weekly message at the same hour. A question you always ask before sleep. A tiny craft you both build across the week. Rituals do not trap you. They free you from guesswork and keep the thread unbroken. Balance spark with safety. Aphrodite, Hephaestus and Ares reveal a triangle many couples know. Steady care without play turns to polite distance. Play without steadiness turns to drama. Schedule tenderness, also schedule adventure. A walk in the dark after dinner. A game that invites friendly competition. Yet the real secret to this mystery lies elsewhere. Security and excitement are not enemies when you design both on purpose. Reliability gives you courage to flirt farther. Design a repair rule for when fear spikes. Orpheus loses Eurydice at the very edge of success because anxiety outruns patience. Choose a simple signal that stops escalation. The word pause. A hand to the heart. 3 slow breaths together. Agree on the path back. A glass of water. 2 minutes of silence. Then 1 minute each to speak. Repair is not the end of romance. It is the workshop where romance is maintained. Practice gratitude that can be seen. Theseus never thanks Ariadne for the thread. Attraction wilts when effort goes unnoticed. Every day name one thing your partner did that saved you minutes, soothed your mind, or made you laugh. Gratitude is low cost and high heat. It turns help into belonging. Create together so love does not only circle memories. Pygmalion is the caution. Do not sculpt a fantasy and then beg the world to make it breathe. Make something with the real person beside you. A shared meal from a new region. a corner of the home that you designed together, a plan for a trip you might take next season. Co-creation pushes attention forward and replaces mind-reading with teamwork. Stage the scene. The Greeks held symposia with cushions, music, and measured wine because setting shapes speech. Choose lamps over ceiling glare. Sit at an angle rather than head-on when a topic is tender. Walk while you talk if the room feels too tight. And here is the intriguing part most people miss. Changing the setting changes the story you tell about each other. You feel less like opponents and more like co-authors. Now test the framework against a myth many people read the wrong way. Persephone and Demeter is often told as a tale of loss. Read it as a model for seasons in intimacy. There is a time to be joined and a time to be apart. The bond stays alive because returns are honored. Agree on seasons. A month of career push with shorter dates. A season of deeper rest with earlier nights. When you name the season, unmet expectations stop poisoning affection. Gather the steps into one path you can use tonight. Intention before impulse. Boundary set out loud. Ritual to hold time, balance spark and safety by design. Repair rules that work in under 5 minutes. Gratitude that is visible. Co-creation to keep love moving. Setting as a tool, not an accident. Seasonal thinking to replace permanent pressure. If you think this sounds simple, that is the point. Greek myth turns grand stakes into clean patterns because clean patterns are easy to remember under stress. The gods reward attention, which in real life looks like presence and care. So the next time a conversation feels delicate, borrow from Psyche and light the room gently. When distance threatens, borrow from Penelope and tie a thread. When fear rises, borrow from Orpheus and keep your eyes forward until you reach daylight. Intimacy is not a mystery once you know the choreography. It is a dance of trust and curiosity, safety and spark, gratitude and repair. Two people shaping a room where both can breathe. Start small. Choose one pattern and let the rest gather around it. Then watch how quickly even ordinary days begin to feel a little mythic.